Hello and welcome to Tuesdays with Schwartz. So I am trying a new time slot to see whether or not more people are online, since my audience is mostly teachers. And so if I post or if I go live during the day, presumably you're already in class. And so I wanted to try to do an afternoon show and maybe more of you would be around. Obviously, you can see all of the replays, but the benefit of a live show is that I can get your comments. So this week, we're going to actually talk about the video that I just posted on YouTube, which is about getting better online engagement from your students. Some of the schools are going to in-person classes, and I'm sure everybody's very nervous but excited about that, because teaching in person is something you're trained to do. And that's actually been the biggest problem with the online classes. Is not that teachers can't teach online, it's just that teachers are not trained to teach online. So if you gave them the training, they'd be fine. So let me give 3 tips, and that's going to be our lesson or our episode of Tuesdays with Schwartz for online engagement, how to do better with kids. So tip number 1, online engagement is about interactivity. Now, what does that mean? That means that if you have to sit and listen to someone speak for a long period of time, and I'm talking 60 seconds, your students see you as a boomer and you are talking too much. That's how online works. So interactivity, that means you need to hit the like button for this video right now. That's interactivity. You need to join the Facebook group if you're not in it right now. That's interactivity. You want to give your students as many interactive tasks as possible to get their engagement. Now, look at your lesson plan. Don't just keep throwing interactive things in. Plan it out. Make sure that there's a rhythm to it. So as you're looking at your plan and saying, okay, what do I do? How am I going to deliver this lesson? But that brings me to tip number 2, which is the 3-minute rule. All right. So your class is 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 45, 60 minutes, somewhere in that range. It's more than 3 minutes, that's for sure. So what does the 3-minute rule do? Pretty much the 3-minute rule is how you're going to structure your actual lesson activities. You need to get the students working. Again, the more talking you do, the worse it is. So you want to do less talking, more student work, which is my recommendation, is to do all of your talking in 60 seconds. 30 to 60 seconds, set up the lesson plan, that little unit, and get them to do the work. Now, obviously, we're using the words plan and activity, so let's break it down even more. In your overall plan, let's say you plan for a week, you have different topics each day. Within each day, you've broken it down into lessons and activities. You need to chunk even more to get to just one activity, and you set up that activity with a 30 to 60 second instruction and then get the students moving. All right? That's it. All right. Tip number 3 is the first 10 seconds and what I call the final product. So we're going back to, if you do too much talking, you're a boomer. That's how this works. They're on Instagram, they're on Facebook, not as much anymore, they're on TikTok, and everything is fast. Things are coming at them. No one is talking. Talking is old. That's why you're a boomer. So we have to recognize that in an online environment, talking is bad. So what we want to do is use our words very efficiently and basically give students direction. Tell them what they need to do. So you have 10 seconds to do that at the beginning of your lesson. Why? Because I've done a lot of research on online videos and learning and teaching, and basically what I've found is the best YouTube research that has come out now is that people who watch videos on YouTube, if they're not engaged within the first 7 seconds of that video, they tune out. 7 seconds. All right, I'm giving you 10 because your students are there for you, okay? That just be aware, even the most disruptive kids, they want you to teach them. They're gonna make it difficult, all right? I've been doing this for 20 years. Trust me, they want to learn. They're just not gonna make it easy. So you have 10 seconds to grab their attention. Now, this is not a hook. What I'm saying is that you have 10 seconds to give them what's called the final product. And this is through all the online video research that I've found. This is the most effective thing you can do at the beginning of your lesson. So my suggestion, do not do attendance. Do not collect homework. Do not start with a funny story. Do not start with your hook. Do not start with anything other than explaining specifically and clearly what the students are going to do and what they're going to get in the end. Now, I'm going to put a link to the video that I did on YouTube today, which talks about this in much more detail, and will actually give an example from a social studies lesson, but it can be used in any subject. All right? So I encourage you to watch that video because it gives a lot more detail. All right, that's it. So I didn't want it to be too long. I wanted this to be, because I didn't want to be a boomer, I wanted it to be quick, easy, simple. That's this week's video. Tuesdays with Schwartz. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.